Hey guys, today we're going to work on our evidence log. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to slide number 10 and I'm going to click on make an electronic copy of my evidence log. When I click on that, it's going to say make a copy. This forces you to make a copy for your Google Drive. So I'm going to hit make a copy. And you can see it automatically pops up here in my Google Drive. Now I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go title it. Instead of copy of, I'm going to change copy of and put my first initial and my last name. And then I'm going to start typing in my actual evidence log. So unit title. So this is going to be unit 1 and it's titled generations. So I'm going to put unit 1 generations. Then I have to put my essential question. Your essential question is our guiding question throughout our units. And our essential question for unit 1 is what can one generation learn from another? So I'm going to put that there. Then it says initial claim. What am I trying to prove? What is my prompt? So your writing prompt is actually a little bit lengthy for this one. So I went ahead and copied and pasted it. And so here's what it says. It says that you're going to write a narrative nonfiction essay. And notice that I put personal narrative in quotation marks. I put personal narrative in quotation marks because that's the one that you're going to use, or another word for a nonfiction narrative, about the influence of someone from a different generation, has had on you or someone you know. In your narrative, connect, which means draw a parallel between events from the text read in class to the personal experiences in your nonfiction narrative. Show how an unexpected event can influence the actions, decisions, lives of people from other generations. So, one more time, just so you guys have it, and to make sure that you have everything that you need, I'm going to go over this again. So it says write a narrative nonfiction essay, which is a personal narrative about the influence of someone from a different generation has had on you or someone you know. In your narrative, connect or draw a parallel between events from the text read in class to the personal experiences in your nonfiction narrative. Show how an unexpected event can influence the actions, decisions, lives of people from other generations. Now, remember, at any point in time, you can stop, you can pause, and you can go ahead and copy this down. So you can stop, pause, and copy if necessary. Now, after I do that, so after I've copied and pasted this and gotten my prompt down, because our prompt is rather lengthy for this unit, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type the title of the text. So I'm going to put in quotations because this is a short story. I'm going to put grounded. Now, we have to come up with our connection to the prompt. So remember, our prompt is write a narrative nonfiction essay or personal narrative about the influence of someone from a different generation and what that has had on you or someone you know. So we're going to think about our connection or answering this prompt. In the story Grounded, we have to think about what was the connection that was made. So I'm going to say, in the nonfiction narrative Grounded, Grandma Sophia teaches, so this is our connection, what she's going to teach her, teaches the narrator a lesson or a life lesson about how her parents punishment is meant to keep her safe. So remember, her parents are punishing her, or her parents' punishment is when she does this, she kind of learns that um, she's grounded for a good reason. So she's meant to usually keep her safe. I'm going to put in return, the narrator teaches grandma that her parents' reluctance to allow her to drive is rooted, not rooted in concern for her safety. And so that is going to be my connection to the prompt. Now, I know that's a lot to fit in that little bitty space, and I apologize. Now, after that, the next thing we have to do, it says find two pieces of text evidence. So we're going to find two pieces of text evidence that are going to support this. Oh, sorry. I was trying to give myself more room and I just messed this up. All right, so as we're looking for a piece of text evidence that we can find to support this, we have to think in terms of how is this going to work? Like what are we going to be able to prove? So the first thing that we know, or the first thing that I thought was important for this one, is going to be in the beginning. She loved driving with the top down, for the radio blasting, singing at the top of her lungs. So I like this one. She loved driving with the top down, the radio blasting, singing at the top of her lungs, when a good song came on. And I'm going to put my ending quotations, and then I have to put where I found this. So this is going to be paragraph 4. So I need to know where I find any evidence that I use. So then if you look, it says explanation of evidence. So why did I choose this piece of text evidence? So I picked this one for a specific reason. The narrator's description of Grandma Sophia shows that she is fond of her grandmother and does not see her as a typical grandmother. So this is that background knowledge, remember, we talked about earlier, and that's going to show that she is really loves her grandmother and she doesn't see her as your average grandmother. So from here, we have to move on to our second piece of text evidence. So the next thing that is going to really stand out to us or help us decide what we would want to put in our story. So I like this piece of evidence. Sometimes it felt like Grandma and I were on the sidelines and my parents were in the middle, dragging us toward the center. where we did not want to be. And then again, I'm going to put where I found this, and this is going to be paragraph 9. I'm going to close my quotes and put my period. So why did I choose this piece? So that's going to be over here, my explanation of evidence. So why do I feel that this quote is important? So I'm going to put the narrator feels that she and grandma have a similar experience or view of her parents' rules. I'm gonna put rules for them. Both want to be free and independent, but their age is limiting their freedom and independence. Ooh, I misspelled that bad. So now you see why I chose that one, what connection I thought that it made. So I really like that one because it shows that the narrator feels that she and her grandmother both have a similar connection in the fact that they want to be free, they want to be able to make their own decisions, but they're currently unable to due to their lack of, due to the parents' parenting style. So the next thing we have is this bottom piece. How does this text add or change my thinking? And what can you as the reader take away from the text? What is your position after reading the text? So it says answering some or all of the question can be used towards composing your conclusion or transition sentence. So from here, I have to think in the nonfiction narrative for grounded, did this change my thinking about how generations learn from each other? So could say the short story grounded did change my opinion of how one generation learns from the other because I never thought that younger generations could teach older generations lessons. Now, this does not have to be your stance. Your stance could be different from mine. You could choose to say that the short story grounded did not change my opinion because I know that people constantly learn from each other. It is really your opinion in this last section. So I hope this helps. I hope you understand your evidence log a little bit better. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And we will be making one of these for every story. Now, don't forget to turn this in so you can earn credit. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.